you guys, and thanks for not being sick this week. It's nice. Well, I'm glad I made it. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot more women here than I was anticipating, so my jokes may not go so well. I apologize in advance. But I'm glad I made it. I almost didn't make it because I had to negotiate with the terrorists in my house before I could come. One got 30 minutes extra time before bedtime, and the other one got Wendy's for dinner. I think I got the better end of the deal. Who cares if my kid goes to school tired? Nobody cares. He'll be all right. They're not learning. He's in the 3rd grade, okay? But I did speed here because I'm so excited to see. I really only thought there were going to be 10 people here, so I'm so excited to see all 25 of you or so. But I was concerned about getting pulled over. I was super concerned about getting pulled over for multiple reasons. One, I'm not attractive enough to get out of a ticket. We'll get into that in a minute. 2, I've been driving on a suspended license for the last 2 years, so I finally got it legal. Let's clap. I had to take the driving test all over again. That's stressful. The written test too. But last week I was at Looney's and somebody told me, Sarah, if you get pulled over, you have cleavage. So why don't you just sit there and try to negotiate with the cop? No. And here's why. Sexual harassment charges are getting thrown out like candy these days. I'm just saying, and ladies, please don't come up here and murder me. You can't claim rape 30 years after the fact. Rape kits only go so far back in the cervix, okay? So that is one reason I'm not about to hit on a cop. Another reason, it goes back to that whole I'm not attractive enough, so I'd probably get hit with some sort of charge that doesn't even exist, but they created it for me. Cops here fucking hate me. I spent Valentine's Day in jail. I did. Not my proudest moment, but it was definitely my proudest moment as well because I was a complete asshole. Why I'm still free, I don't know why. I gotta tell this story. This just has to come out. I got dumped on Valentine's Day too, just so you guys know. Not why I was in jail. Would have made a better story. I was riding horses on the Air Force Academy. You remember how I said my license was suspended? Guess who didn't know their license was suspended? Me. Guess who didn't know they had a warrant out for their arrest? Me. Yeah, not the best way to spend Valentine's Day. Some fucking cop comes up to me. They're running my background check so I can go on base because my awesome horse riding instructor wanted to give me an entire year pass to ride horses. It was like a little girl's dream come true. I'm 27 and I still get excited over that shit. But I get there, the cop tells me, he pulls me to the back and I'm like, oh shit, this is never good. And he's like, do you know you have a warrant out for your arrest? No. And he's like, yeah, I had to call the sheriff. And he told me the lady officer was about to pat me down. And I kid you not, the first words out of my mouth, this is how I handle stress. It's probably the most action I'm going to get today, so go for it. I'm ready. I gotta laugh. Then I get in the sheriff's office, or sheriff's car, it's great. They take me to jail. Nobody tells me they're gonna put me in a holding cell for 6 hours. You know what you don't do to a single mom for 6 hours? You don't put her in this holding cell. She gets a little psychotic. It took me spelling the word help in toilet paper on the bench for them to finally get me the fuck out of there. Then they took me to another holding cell with a bunch of other women. And I had 2 choices. I could either be weak as fuck and get raped, or I could act tough and not say a damn thing. Nobody fucked with me. It was great. I fucked with them though. And then about 13 hours into being arrested, I'm hungry. Does anybody get hangry? You beautiful ladies? You get hangry, I can see it. What's your favorite food when you're hangry? You can say dick, it's alright. I'm just kidding. Look at this guy's face. He's like, she say that? Did a female just say the word dick on stage? No, what I ended up doing was, I don't know if you guys know this, you probably don't, because you probably haven't been in a cell for as long as I have. There's this cool emergency button that you hit for emergency purposes. I think being hangry classifies as an emergency. Mostly because it was for the safety of others that I hit this button. I was getting really fucking hungry, and some of those bitches look tasty. They look like delicious snacks. I don't want to take them home, but I definitely want to devour them for 20 minutes. Anyways, so I hit this button. This fucking cop comes up, and he's like, "You have a medical emergency?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm like hangry. I'm a little bit hypoglycemic. It's kind of a problem." And he's like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've been in here for 18 hours. I was told I was only going to be in here for 6. He was like, "Who told you you're only going to be here for 6? The cop that brought me here." Yeah, he didn't like that answer. He told me that I can drop my attitude and he would go see what was going on with me, or I could keep up my attitude and then get pulled out of the cell. Guess who wanted to get pulled out of the cell? Guess who kept up their attitude? Guess who got put in another cell by themselves? Me. I told the cop, I asked him straight up, "Why am I in this cell?" And he was like, "Well, since you're having a medical emergency, we need to keep an eye on you." I was like, "Okay, but I want you to know that if you put me in the cell, I'm going to keep hitting this emergency button." And he said, "Go ahead. Don't tell me to do something if you don't want me to do it." With a few exceptions. We'll get into that later. I hit this button probably 52 times. Do you know how fun it is when you get to look through this little mirror and there's a desk full of cops just getting pissed? It is fun. Try it sometime. Then this female officer comes out, tells this cop to get me the fuck out of there. She was pissed. I got free. They let me go. So moral of the story is, when you are arrested, piss off people. They'll let you go. No, really don't. Please don't. There's more to that story that I'm not telling because I'm scarred. Anyways, that's my time, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.